Welcome to The Priority Shift, a podcast dedicated to focusing on your true priorities, both personal and professional, using the 80-20 method. I'm your host, Christina Walker. Let's dive in. Episode 32, Planning for the Unexpected. I am a planner by nature. I have shared on the podcast many times about planning and goal setting and working through challenges as they arise, and my job loss was no different. In this episode, I wanted to focus on getting yourself prepared for those unexpected challenges that come up in life. I have shared before that my layoff came unexpectedly, to the point I was walking into a meeting expecting to review what was being planned for the next quarter. One of the first things that my husband and I did was sit down with our budget. I have been using You Need a Budget, or YNAB. This is not sponsored, but so cool if it was, for the past 10 years. I would check in on it every day to review spending and make sure that we were on track for our goals and making spending adjustments and life changes. What I like about this budgeting tool is that you use the money that you have today, not what you think you will earn in the future. Do you have enough money today to pay your rent or mortgage, or do you need that paycheck that is coming up to cover that bill? How much are we actually spending eating out, and is that aligned with what we want to be doing, or do we need to make changes to help us achieve our actual goals? And because I have been using this app for so many years and already naturally budgeting each day and month, it was easier to sit down and create a list of recurring expenses and cutting things. I literally sat down and made a list of what was on auto draft each month: Netflix, car wash, Spotify, etc. My husband and I sat down that Saturday morning with that list and basically ranked them by 80-20. What were the vital few that we wanted to keep and still made sense to us? We picked a few things, like Netflix, because that is our only TV subscription we watch. And we watch ads because it's not worth it to us to spend the extra money to not have the ads. Other things were easy to cut and probably should have been cut a long time ago, but they were still wins. Next up was looking at what my husband's income was each month and what was the gap that I would need to cover. We had more than 6 months emergency fund set aside just for a time like this, but I really didn't want to have to use it. So we planned and pivoted and adjusted. And a year later, that 6-month emergency fund has stayed untouched. But having that fund in place and available if needed, the safety net of it helped me mentally so much. And I know for a lot of people that may not be possible today. But if it is possible to start working towards that, I hope you pick today to start. Big life changes are scary when they happen. But even in the middle of a crisis, when you can focus on your 80s or the vital few important things, it gives you clarity to stay focused. The noise will fall away and you can quickly make decisions that are the best for you at the time. Those first few weeks, I just kept reminding myself that I still had my health and my family, how grateful I was for those things. Also, I put onions out on my counter. It was a daily reminder for myself that I had food and a home and I still had friends and family, and this was a bump in the road that I can withstand. If today, when you're listening, you find yourself where I was last year, find the small wins that remind you of the good things and focus on your 80s. If you are in a place that you can start setting your money aside to have that safety net, then start there. Either way, I believe in you. Thanks for listening, and make sure to leave us a 5-star review on your favorite listening platform. And share this with a friend, colleague, or manager. Find more info at PriorityShiftSolutions.com and reach out to Christina directly to get started with coaching and applying the 80-20 method.